What's up, YouTube world? It's your boy J Dub, the number one comment on YouTube, and I'm back with another review. Today, I will be reviewing Love and Marriage Huntsville. This is season 4, episode 13. Before I get started, for those who are new to my channel, I do reviews and reactions for reality shows. I may not get every single scene, but I try to get the most detailed and important parts of the scene, and give a bit of information on my thoughts of the scene. So again, as you heard my intro, I am YouTube's number one commenter. So this channel right here is all about the comments. I don't ask for the likes. I don't ask for the subscriptions. If you rocking with your boy J Dub, you're going to hit that button. It's free. It ain't none of that. So I don't get into all that. But I have to have those comments. This is what I do it for those comments, because that's what I feed off. That's my energy. That's what I need. And again, the model of this channel is say what you say. So that pretty much means you can speak on anything you want, how you feel, anything you see on that screen. Other than that, I just ask we be respectful with each other, because when you in the comments, you're conversating with the Dub fam. Those are my people. Those are your people. So we just got to treat each other with respect. Other than that, say how you feel. We all don't disagree. We all may not agree, but it's okay. But we just keep it respectful for each other. So yeah, it's been a while since I've done a video, and I thank everyone for their patience and checking in and wondering, come on now, we need a review. So I'm here. I'm finally here. So I'm going to work to crank some of these reviews out where y'all been patient. I hope everybody enjoyed their Father's Day weekend. Whether you're a father, most of the Dove family are women, but they may enjoy the time celebrating the fathers or father figures or whatever in their lives. So, yeah, we back, and let's just go ahead and hop into the review, see if I still got them. A little rusty. So the show really picks up where, they're doing a lot of to be continued, and they're showing that the guys, when I say the guys, we're talking about Big Lou, Martell, Marceau, and who I left out? Oh, Maurice, Sneaky Maurice, and they arrive at the $10 million mansion that Martell rented out. They came in a Mercedes Sprinter. They riding in luxury. It's looking good. Like the trip is top notch, and they're there in Atlanta for a wine tasting for Martell's wine line called the Nest, named after his late grandmother. So when the guys get to the mansion, Martell's manager, Melanika, is there to greet everyone. And we actually learned a fun fact that Melanika and Martell have been friends for about 30 years. So we got to say, I guess they've been childhood friends. And that is something. And what was funny, Marceau mentioned, like, well, you got to have some type of commitment to actually be in the friend zone for 30 years. I guess just having a platonic friend or whatever. And throughout the trip, Marceau he was just downright funny. Again, I'm not a Marceau fan. I'm not a Martell fan, but I got to give credit where credit's due. So when once all the guys get there, they call and check in with the wives, and the wives are like, you could tell their radars are up. They're very suspicious, so they just want to know what's going on, what's the accommodations, who's there, and what are y'all gonna be doing, and they don't know, but you can tell they getting the third degree. So I was like, why even let them go? So the guys, they get off the phone with the investigative wives, and they come downstairs, all suited up or whatever, because I'm thinking they get ready to go out. But surprise, it's about 10 ladies sitting down and dressed in evening gowns and their finest wares and their lashes and all that kind of stuff, and their baby hair on the forehead. Well, it was the only one I saw with the baby hair, but that always throw me off. But I would say, like, you could tell the way the guys looked, with the exception of Martell. Everybody was shocked and surprised, and it felt like a setup. So I get how they were like cautious and standoffish, because like, this is something you should know. Like, hey guys, we're gonna get dressed up, and we're pretty much gonna have like a panel of ladies test the wine and have a little mixer and all that kind of going on. But this is Martell events. He's got something up his sleeve. Martell is not like Tiffany. He's not transparent, so he has an ulterior motive. And the way it came off, it really didn't seem like it was a wine tasting event. It came off like like a ready to love mixer or whatever, and except that it was married men in the group, so it was very like it was like awkward, and I was just thinking like, why would you rent like a big $10 million mansion for a ready to love mixer that no one's going to go on any dates or anything like that. But you know, that's Melanika. That's Martell's manager. Obviously, maybe she got something playing better than that because this ain't it. They even get to like asking the guys their sales pitch or trying to bring the women in. It kind of turned into like what do you call it? Wine after dark. Started getting sensual and fake sexy and all that kind of stuff. But it was kind of corny. And I don't know if even, some of those things, maybe because it's TV, that the guys might get in trouble with their wives. Who knows? But that's probably what Marceau wants because, like, why would they go back to Atlanta when this is so fresh? Like, the trouble they got into from years ago and all the investigations. But, like I said, you leave it up to Martell. He's going to do it. And I like how Marceau, he was on the phone with Tisha. He was like, the guys get in trouble. I don't get in trouble. I like that because that's one of my models. Trouble's a state of mind. Kids get in trouble. You know how to conduct yourself as an adult. There is no trouble. We may have an issue, but that's for once I agree with Marceau. So the guys they're talking, and we learned from like a previous conversation that Tiffany, Lewis, and Martell had, like, I guess explaining about like how they're ready to have a baby and all that. And that conversation got like super weird when Martell told him, like, he's an expert on having babies, but he got 5 children. And he said, well, I could tell you and then I could show you. I'm like, show him. And yeah, like I said, that got real weird. I mean, why is that even being introduced? But it's kind of putting out there that Tiffany and Lewis' marriage can be open in a sense. Maybe not like they're open to date someone, but they're open maybe to bring someone else in. And that's the same thing that me and Marceau got. Like, in his confession, he's like, when you say your marriage is open to stuff, you can only think of one thing, like a threesome or somebody, coming into the bedroom or what have you. But I guess it's more so Tiffany or whatever that's open to that. So we see Kimmy and Tisha, they meet at Black. Kimmy came to see Tisha. And I can tell you that they're really stressing about this trip. They're concerned, I guess, are their husbands going to be on their best behavior? And, of course, they have that fresh, intense situation where, like, Maurice lied and all these cheating accusations came up and all that kind of stuff. So, they do have a problem with it. They don't, especially Tisha. Tisha ready to do, like, a pop-up. And all Kimmy had to do is say, let's do it. She'd have been on that road trip, but Kimmy didn't do it, and they was just trying to calm the situation down because, it wasn't necessary. What was they really going to find? So after, like, the little wine mixer dinner and, Marceau expecting the ladies he don't know to fix him a plate, they're pretty much done, and they're going to the strip club. That's what pretty much the trip was based on, I guess, getting out of town, letting loose or what have you. And you can see the guys, they're really on their best behavior, with the exception of Martell, because he's the only one that's single. And he's just, he's doing his thing. And you can see those sexual demons rising up out of Martell, because he get to, talk to the stripper, telling like, yeah, can I have that? And, and telling the fellas like, hey, she might, have number 6, talking about his 6th baby. And I believe everything that Martell says. It's something about Martell, anybody else. They say people have, 2 sides or different sides to them. There are some people, like, that have a sexual side that doesn't match any type of personality that they got going on what you see. And I believe that that's what has gotten Martell in trouble. Like, he say he's so drunk or so into the girl that he probably would have another baby down in Atlanta, addressing them sexual demons he got going on. And you can see the guys, they having a good time, but like I said, they're keeping it real conservative because they got to be smart. They know that this is going to come up at the reunion, and even Lewis looked kind of nervous, like he almost somewhere else but smoking a cigar. But they seem to have a good time, and they wake up the next day, everybody was just laughing and joking, and Maurice seemed to be a little hungover or what have you. But like I said, overall, it was just a good time, and it was good to see like everybody in a good space because it was at a time where like Lewis and Marceau was at odds of like discussing their marriage and all that. Like everybody was just getting along, and as I tell everybody, or everybody knows that I'm certainly not a Martell fan by any shape, fashion, or form. But it's really good to see that he's like picking himself up, trying to progress. He's trying to get his builder license, I guess, or I don't know if it's for the screen, or he's trying to get some business going because Mel's just been straight winning, and it seems like he's been really trying to pick himself up. So if this works out for him, I'm glad for him because what happened has happened, and it's done. But while they talking, Marcel never fails to bring up Mel. Like he's joking and saying like, oh, like is Mel your love language? Like being, dealing with males, and you should probably get a third one because third time's a charm. And like Martell said, like Marcel is very childish, and they always find a way to bring her up because I think they like to feed off that negative energy. They like to mess with Mel about Martell as well. And Martell is pretty much just saying like, well, when Maurice asked them, how things going with Mel, and Martell's like, oh, she's cold-hearted and I guess like unforgiving and all of that. And it's like Martell never misses opportunity to try to down Mel in the situation because in Martell's eyes, he's saying he's been accountable and it's just all on her and all that. And I don't expect anything different from that. And he doesn't wrap his mind around that, like everything that has happened, even though two people play a part in a relationship, all the things that's going on is from him cheating. And he hasn't accepted it or taken accountability. I'm not surprised, but in that area, he's certainly not growing. He doesn't see that, I don't know every aspect of their marriage, but you got to say having a 5-year plus relationship with a mistress, having a baby out while you married, and then y'all had a baby within y'all marriage. I mean, that's a lot. That's a whole lot. And you can tell he really doesn't understand the damage that he's actually caused. He won't accept it. And from there, like he really won't get anywhere when he's just like pointing the finger at Mel. It's all about what Mel doing and what's not. I'm surprised she would even talk to him or even deal with him because I mean it's up to her to forgive him. But yeah, that's a lot. That's a lot to take on being embarrassed in a small town and you gotta you just can't get it off you. So that's where Martell he's not really growing. So we see Tiffany and Mel, they back in Huntsville and they meeting up to I guess do some shopping or whatever. And from when I hear Tiffany talk, you can really hear the cracks in her and Lewis's marriage. Like the way she speaks, like how she's saying Lewis is not a self-starter, Lewis is sexually needy, all those type of things, and Tiffany and Lewis try to make their marriage seem, how they was painting it, like comparing this to Marcel's, like their marriage is so perfect and it's the marriage to shoot after whatever. But when I hear Tiffany speak about Lewis, it doesn't sound like she thinks highly of him, and she thinking he might cheat because he's I guess she's not satisfying him, and she's asking, well, I want to do a survey of what man gets this and gets that sexually and all that. Like she's always comparing something going on. It doesn't seem like she's open to like his concerns at all. So like I said, those are cracks, and I really can see that as a problem. But Mel really brought a great point up to Tiffany. She was pretty much telling Tiffany, like, I guess the way y'all not vibing on different pages, have you checked with the man's love language? Which, I could see that Mel has learned something in that situation, I guess, with her and Martell. And, I mean, that is so true. Like, for those, I mean, anytime it comes up, I cannot stress it enough. it is such a serious thing in a relationship. Like I said, you could really be loving someone the way you like to be loved, and they don't receive it at all. It's like you're doing absolutely nothing. Actually, it's less than nothing because it's like you're doing something that doesn't even matter to them. You're loving them the way you want to be loved. If you want to have a full and healthy relationship, you have to know those love languages. Those love languages are that serious. They are that deep, and just where I kind of differ with people. I don't really, let's say, I don't romanticize them. I kind of call it things that you most of the time didn't get or you're yearning for, and it manifests as you get older. So yeah, it was good advice with Mel, and she pretty much said like the things you don't know, which she's stressing communication with Tiffany. You need to ask Lewis if you're wondering about anything. You're supposed to ask. Like, what's the point of being married? What's the point of having a partner and you can't talk or get your tough questions answered? So pretty much it does show that later that we will have, I guess, an official wine tasting. Because I'm thinking, why would you rent a $10 million mansion for 10 women? That just doesn't make sense. You need to have a giant party, have as many people and sponsorships and all kind of things going on while you in town for a limited time. So again, I guess we're going to pick up where we left off for the next one with the official wine tasting at the mansion. So pretty much that was it. As far as the episode, I was all right. I it just seemed like it went so fast. It was like mostly commercials and didn't have a whole lot of substance, but it was some bright spots in there. So drop down in the comments, tell me what y'all think. Something I might have missed, something you want to point out. Again, with this show with me, it's a little tougher than normal because it's like used to be one of my favorite shows, and it's like to me has gone so downhill. But I do it for the people. Crazy enough, this is one of like my most viewed videos, and sometimes I don't know why. Maybe it's just me. I don't know. But anyway, like I said, get down in the comments, tell me what you think, and I will work on the next video. And as I always tell y'all could be anywhere in this YouTube world, but you're here with me. I really appreciate it, and I really mean it.